Welcome back. Today, as told earlier, we are going to continue with the basic concepts for recording of transactions. In accounting, rules of debit and credit are the soul of the whole accounting. You cannot think of any recording or any step of accounting to be accomplished without these. These are the soul of accounting, and today's lecture is important for class 11th, graduation, post graduation, even CA level students, CA foundation, CS foundation, any level wherever you are going to do any accounting, you will need these rules. You will be needing these rules, you will be required to have a good understanding of these. Today's class is basically targeted for the same. Okay, so let's start with this. And if you being the first time user or the first time viewer of this lecture, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and do press the bell icon for the regular updates. Now, whenever we talk about accounting, the first thing that everybody says that, well, accounting, अरे उसमें तो debit और credit होता है. Now, what is this debit and credit? Dual aspect concept says that every transaction has got two effects on the business. Clear? In short, we call one effect debit, other effect credit. Now, which effect is to be called debit, which is to be called credit, that is to be understood. Beforehand, you need to know something, that how many types of accounts are there. Basically, there are three types. Personal accounts, they are containing the transactions relating to any individual or any organization with whom the business is entering into any transactions, like accounts of the customers, suppliers, vendors, employees, so many. Then are the real accounts. Real accounts include all the assets of the business. They are the permanent accounts. They are never closed. They are always continued, carried forward to the next year. And most importantly, they are never ever closed in 1 year. They are continued till the time we maintain an asset. The third is nominal account. These are expenses, incomes, losses and gains. They are closed down every year. They are temporary nature accounts. Every single year you have to create new account for them. Clear? Now, that means for every session, so I mean to say for every financial year, you have to have a zero balance to start with these. Now, if you talk about the rules of debit and credit, remember, rules of debit and credit have got two different approaches. One is traditional, you are seeing right now. There are three types of accounts: real, personal and nominal. Then personal account, that means relating to a person. If he is receiving something, debit. If he is giving away something, credit. Real account, assets. If the value is increasing, debit. Value is decreasing, credit. Whereas for nominal accounts, if the expenses and losses are there, always debit. Incomes and gains, always, yes, credit. Then comes the modern approach. The approach which is basically supposed to be followed always. And why did I say so? Because when we are talking about accounting, basically what we are doing is we are recording the transactions. For theory concepts, for building up the understanding, the traditional approach is good. But when it comes to practical application in numericals, I will suggest always go for the modern approach, because it never fails and it is easier to apply, easier to understand. It never puts you in confusion. How? Here it is: expenses, losses, assets and all the properties. Yes. If the value is increasing of these heads, we debit them. If they decrease, we credit them. On the other hand, if We talk about liabilities, capital, income, gain. If they increase, we credit them. If they decrease, we debit them. It's a very simple approach but very effective. Just for example, machinery is purchased, the two accounts are involved, machine and cash. Both are real. The value of machine is increasing, debit. Cash is decreasing, credit. Why? मशीन परचेज किया है, मशीन आ रही है बिजनेस में, मशीन की वैल्यू बढ़ रही है. कैश जा रहा है, वैल्यू कम हो रही है, क्रेडिट हो गया. पेड 10,000 to creditor Amit. What happened? Amit and cash, these two accounts are there. Amit a personal account, cash a real account. मॉडर्न अप्रोच के हिसाब से देखेंगे तो क्या होगा? Amit liability, cash asset. Liability is decreasing, debit. Cash asset is decreasing, credit. What exactly we did in these two transactions? First step, account involved, nature of account, rule applied, debit or credit, and the amount. So children, these are the 5 steps that should be carried out here whenever you see a transaction. Whether you are talking about accounting equation, whether you are going to record it in the journal, everywhere it has to be with these 5 steps. If you are able to identify these 5 steps, the question is solved. There is nothing left in there. Take two more examples here. Rupees 18,000 goods sold to Ram for rupees 30,000. There is a 12,000 rupees profit. But we are not going to record that. What is happening? We are getting one Ram, debtor, sales, income. Ram is personal account. He is receiving. So debit. How much he received? He received the goods of rupees 30,000. Because he is supposed to pay for 30,000. उसको 18,000 की गुड्स मिली, लेकिन उसको पेमेंट कितना करना है? 30,000. So it is 30,000. Income, how much income is there for us? 30,000, not 18. So we record it this way. We do not record the profit separately in these entries. Then, if we are receiving from the same person, 30,000 rupees was the account, was supposed to be received. How much we received? 26,000. 4,000 rupees discount. What happened? There are 3 accounts involved: cash, discount, and Ram. Cash is real account, discount is nominal account and expense. Ram, personal account. Cash comes in debit. Discount, nominal account, expense. Why expense? Because you left 4,000. You agreed for 4,000 rupees loss कि भाई ठीक है आप 4,000 कम दीजिए, 26 दे दीजिए. Why did you do so? क्योंकि आप मोटिवेट कर रहे थे राम को कि वो जल्दी से पेमेंट कर दे. आप डेटर्स को मोटिवेट करना पड़ता है. So that is discount, debit with 4,000. And how much the whole amount was there due from Ram? That was 30,000. He is the giver. So it is 30,000 rupees credit. So if you see the main, I'll say the idea of this whole entry here. Amount debited is always equal to amount credited. Now this is the basic idea of accounting equation, and that is what is the basic transaction framework on which we always move on with the recording process. It shows the fundamental relationship between assets, capital, and liabilities. When we talk about these, we are always talking about a balanced situation where assets are always equal to capital and liabilities. Their total is always equal to assets total. It has to be equal. This is an undenying fact. You cannot change it. Suppose, few more examples. You opened a bank account with SBI. What happened? Your bank balance increased, your cash balance decreased. Okay? Similarly, you purchased furniture from somewhere and paid by check. A new asset, furniture increased. Bank balance decreased because you paid by check. Similarly, you purchased a machine. Machine खरीदी गई आपकी 1,25,000 की. आपने पे किए 10,000. Advance of 10,000. अब बचा हुआ 1,15,000 किधर है? That is a liability which is shown as the name of the creditor. Ramji Lal. From that person, 1,15,000 is to be cleared. You have to pay him. He's the liability. He's the creditor. Good. Now you purchase goods from Sumit. What happened? Goods are increasing. Simultaneously, your liabilities are increasing. Then goods of rupees 25,000 sold to Rajani Enterprises for 35. There's a 10,000 rupees profit. What is happening? What is happening? Goods reduced by 25. Rajani Enterprises debtors increased by 35. And the margin 10,000 rupees. What happened to that? That 10,000 is, yes, that is your profit. It will increase your capital. So when we talk about these transactions in context to the accounting equation, we can show them like this in a balance sheet, in form of a balance sheet. You see the liability side. They have the creditors, they have the capital. And on the asset side, they have cash, bank, debtors, stock, furniture, plant machinery. All the items that are purchased as asset or maintained as asset, they are showing here. So the liability side total is equal to asset side total. Clear? Now, one step further, journal is one of those primary record books in which we record the transactions directly from the vouchers. वाउचर्स में से आप डायरेक्टली इंफॉर्मेशन उठाते हैं और जर्नल में रिकॉर्ड करते हैं. इस प्रोसेस को क्या बोलते हैं? जर्नलाइजिंग. व्हाट डू वी कॉल इट? यस, जर्नलाइजिंग. एंड बिकॉज of the sequence that first we record in the journal, then we move further to the ledgers. Because of this factor, what happens? Journal is the book of original entry and ledger is the book of primary entry or the principal entry. Okay, then if you go through the format, you'll just see, I'll just show you. The first column is date column. Then we come to the particulars column, in which we record all the details of the transactions, account debited and account credited. Whichever account is to be debited, we will write dr dot in front of that. अगर कोई अकाउंट डेबिट होना है तो उसके आगे dr डॉट लिखा जाएगा. अगर कोई अकाउंट क्रेडिट होना है तो उसके पहले to2 लिखा जाएगा. परमानेंट प्रीफिक्स cr डॉट नहीं लिखेंगे, to2 लिखेंगे. आफ्टर दिस इज रिटन, हम एक ब्रैकेट लगाते हैं, सिंपल ब्रैकेट, इन विच वी रिकॉर्ड नरेशन. नरेशन इज व्हाट? द डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द ट्रांजैक्शन. देन थर्ड कॉलम इज द लेजर फोलियो कॉलम. लेजर में किस पेज पे वो एंट्री लिखी है, रेफरेंस के लिए, दैट इज इम्पॉर्टेंट. देन डेबिट अमाउंट कॉलम, क्रेडिट अमाउंट कॉलम, and that's what the journal looks like. Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit amount and credit amount. Just for one example is given here. Goods purchased on credit for 30,000 from Govind Traders. What happened? Purchasers account and Govind Traders, two accounts. Purchase expense, debit amount column 30,000. Govind Traders creditors liability increase to Govind Traders 30,000. And see, within bracket, purchase of goods in trade from Govind Traders. That is what the narration is. See, it is very, very easy. It is very, very simple to do. Okay? That's it for today. At home, take out some solved examples from your book. Try to understand the solution. try to do the questions, and for all the queries, please feel free to connect with us. And in the next lecture, we are going to focus on business studies, class 12, one of the most important topics, that is staffing. That will be the introductory lecture for this topic. We'll cover the meaning, importance, and its process. And don't forget these commerce topics of BST as well as accounts. They are relevant for class 11, 12, CACS Foundation, BCom, BBA, MBA, everywhere. Okay, so it is relevant for every one of you. If you have your friends, do convey this to them, because the prime motive of these videos is to help as many students as possible. जितने ज़्यादा बच्चों को मदद हो सके उतना अच्छा. Okay, and please don't forget this. This will motivate me to continue with my efforts. And do press the bell icon for the regular updates. And there are so many ways to connect. कुछ भी करिए, connect करिए. ठीक है? Till the next lecture, stay home, stay healthy. God bless you.